What's up, guys? Zfarls here with the all-new Combine players in Madden 17. In my last video, I warned you that these guys were coming and you should get ready for some really good athletes. And this is a huge program, so in this video, what we're going to do is talk about three things. Number one, the best players in the game, top 5 in this Combine, the best budget options, and then the best salary cap options. We're going to just pick out guys that we like, but in the comments, what I would like you to do is, when you see an item that we missed, that's a gold, that you go, this guy has the best strength at this position and he is going to be valuable for this role, put that in the comments, because a lot of people are going to be coming to this video because there's so many players in it that they'll want to get your help, and you guys are awesome at that, and I would really appreciate it. So we'll start with the Combine. We'll get to the top 5, but what we're going to do here is actually go and show you just how many guys are in the game. It's 3 full pages of players that are in the game. So it starts out with Eric Flowers, who's always got really good strength at left tackle. Stephen Paya always has great strength, 94 stock. He did 49 reps at the Combine in 2011, which is one of the most. If you guys see some linemen that you like, that are golds, that you think could be good salary cap players, tag them in this video, in the comments. Dennis Pitta, pass. A lot of these guys, there's a Michael Kendricks. He's always a really good middle linebacker. This is a solid budget item and also a solid potential salary cap item for people. But, there's other versions of these items. So as we go to the second page, those golds are guys to sort through. You'll see Bud Dupree and Eric Reed get gold options. So this Bud Dupree gets 87 speed. So similar to the Kendricks with the speed and the hip power, and the size. Dupree's taller, but if you're using a different Dupree, can you drop down to that one and save some cap? I don't believe Leon Hall will be super valuable, but this Eric Reed, like, what does he do for you, and where can you get him to? There's obviously better versions of the Reed that we'll talk about. Darren McFadden, we'll see. Shamarko Thomas usually has more pop in his bat than this. This version's a little bit lower rated, and because of his size, I would not pick him up. Conley and Fuller usually super fast. But now we'll get into the elites, and we'll try and comb through and give you some top guys that we like. This is a 92 Eric Reed with 92 speed, 90 zone coverage, 93 hit power, and 95 acceleration. The 95 acceleration mixed with the 92 speed at 6'1". Problem here, 85 play rec. Even with field general, he's going to bump up 1 speed. But his play rec, you're going to be able to get him to 87, 88. I need it at 90. I know that's a me thing, but if you want it a little bit lower, then this is a good option for you. But I can't have somebody in my lineup at this point if I'm trying to build the best possible lineup with lower than 90 play rec, because I think it's too important at the safety position. Even though I love his intangibles, or his tangibles, which are his speed and everything like that. McFadden had a really good Combine 2 years ago. He's 6'2". He's always got pretty decent carry. He can catch out of the backfield. That height at halfback, sometimes people like that. 93 speed on the McFadden, but his agility is what's low. He's a truck-style back, and that checks out with those ratings. I'm not going to go here as a halfback. I think that there's better truck backs that are above 90 that you can utilize in your game. Plus, he's got no chemistry aside from Dallas. Even though I like the Dallas chemistry, you want guys that have more. Paya, this is a base option item. This is potentially an end game item for a lot of people at 88,000 right out of the gate. That's very inexpensive for where it will drop to potentially. And 96 strength, 93 power move, 93 block shed, no boosts. This item, he's heavy, I would believe. I really like what this guy brings to Ultimate Team for run stuff. We talked about it like earlier in the week. There was a Damon Harrison that came out. Why pay $200K for Damon Harrison when you got this guy that you can boost up on your own? So I love that option. Trey Waynes as a zone cover guy with 94 speed, 95 press, and get that play rack up. He doesn't have the chemistry maxed out, and we don't have his price, but I expect this guy to be another player. At 6 feet tall, that's going to be a really good option. Probably not going to have the tackle and hip power that Mel Blount has and all that stuff, but he should then have his price come down a bit. But I like this Trey Waynes, and his previous options play well. Now, as we get to the first page, we're looking at the best players in this promo. You got Jerry Hughes is a finesse move rusher at 94 with 90 block shed. His speed could be faster. I think you get a Vic Beasley in over the Jerry Hughes. This Dennis Pitta has 92 route running, which I love to see. Good spec, decent height, but he's slower. I think his award winner is even better than this one. Now, Jared Cook, who people love, 90 speed. Now, he's not a route running guy. He's a spec guy. He's 6'5". He's got speed and spec. He's a seam, slot, high point, 6'5" throw guy. That's what you want to do with this guy. He doesn't have the value that he had previously because he doesn't have the ability to jump over the pile anymore because he'd fumble. So he loses a little bit, but I do like the Cook. This is what the full Kendricks looks like. Remember, he's an outside linebacker this year, not a middle. So he's 6 feet tall. Strength is low, but the speed is what brings the people to the party. And we're going to click in and look at him because I want to see what his man coverage is. He's usually had pretty good. See, his man coverage way down. Good hit power. 91 jump. Similar to the Shazier, but the Shazier's got the better chemistry. But if his price is much lower, that's the way you can go. But I like the Kendricks. Just don't know if he's got the value that he's had in previous seasons. Let's keep going. This Bruce Irvin, for the right role, his previous option was awesome. So now he's up to 90 speed with 91 acceleration at right outside linebacker. And his pass rush has 93 power move, which you're going to get up to 95. And he's got jump snap. Plus he has 85 zone coverage. I mean, this Bruce Irvin, building off his ultimate blitz, which is down in the bottom right, is awesome. This might be an every down player for your defense. If they can jump him up, maybe he gets a chemistry in the future. The cone drill gives you agility, acceleration, and zone, so he gets up to 86. And then 95 power move if you max this guy out with jump snap. Bruce Irvin, he's my number one guy right now that we've seen for the best teams. He won't be cheap, but he is looking to be worth it. Awesome. Mariota, very interesting on this guy. 60 cap, so you know he's good. He's got 91 speed, similar to the Russell Wilson. 88 deep throw. No chemistries on him that are showing right now. 92 throw power. So he would compare to the Russell Wilson. That's how I would build him. And he's got ankle breaker, but he gets more speed. So he's up to 93 speed at quarterback. That's close. It's getting closer to 96 speed Vic. 94 excel, 94 agility. Shovel option dream right here. The Tennessee, I don't know how much that's going to help you. It's going to help his run stats. I want to see his deep. If his deep was 90, this is an instant guy I would put into my lineup in a second. If I wasn't using Vic, I would instantly do it. I have a small hesitation because he's at 88, but everything else checks out fully. His carry's still pretty low, but you shouldn't be taking hits with Mariota. You should be sliding. If you want to run a fun offense where you're trying to scramble with your quarterback, you can't afford Vic, or you don't want to use the Russell Wilson, I think he's better than the Russell Wilson, slightly. This is a nice option. He's my number 2 if you're trying to build the best team. And then Poe. So like Poe, why not grab the Paya in this situation? Paya's actually a better pass rusher. Poe's faster, but strength and block shed, they're very, very close. So I think you just grab the Paya, hopefully save yourself some coin on that. We'll go to Shazier, who grabs a 91 speed. Now, no chemistry on the Shazier. And then we'll look at Xavier Rhodes and Chris Johnson because we got some other favorites here. So let's go to that Shazier. Let's boost him up. Broad jump, speed on field general, and coverage linebacker. So he does have those chemistries they just weren't showing. So he's at 93 speed middle linebacker, 85 zone coverage. The jump is still there with 98 jump, and that makes him play taller than the 6 feet tall. I know people like Anthony Barr. Yes, I know he makes plays, but the Shazier to me, because the speed is so much faster, this is what you need in your life at 95 hit power before Harrison Smith adds 2 to him. Best middle linebacker in the game. Hands down. I mean, hands down. Because of the speed. Because of the speed, you get this guy in, you get Sean Taylor, the other linebacker on the other side. Wow. Shazier is a monster. He's my number 3 favorite. Next to the Bruce Irvin, you need that guy in your lineup. Jamie Collins is an interesting case. Let's boost him up. He's got secure tackler, which is helpful for sure. but he's little lower 89 hit power, a little lower 89 speed. He's got really good power, rush moves, and he's got really high zone coverage. So he actually plays pretty similar to Bruce Irvin because you can drop him in coverage and you can rush him. But, you know, can you cross-man him up is the question that I have. Is he fast enough at this point with the 88 agility and the 89 speed? I like what he brings to the table. You don't want him in a role where he's going to have to block shed too much because his strength and his block shed are a little bit low. But think of this guy as either a pass rusher or you're dropping him into coverage. He's always just been one item behind right now, and I think I would take the Bruce Irvin over him, but let me know in the comments. I know they play different sides, but really they're going to do a similar role, and you don't really have two of those roles on your squad at any given moment. We'll go over to Vernon Davis, who I love. He's a little bit similar to the Cook, except he's shorter than Jared Cook by 2 inches, and his spec isn't quite as high. But what he does have that Cook doesn't is 91 strength and really good run block. 88 run block, 91 strength. So he has speed for streaks and drags. He can't route run, so you don't have to pay for it if you're not going to use it. Like, I don't like them giving him slot expert chemistry because it only bumps him up in ways that doesn't really help accentuate his flavor. 92 speed, awesome strength, awesome run block, streaks, drags, run block. That's it. That's all you do with this Vernon Davis over and over. And the spec is okay, 6'3", that's good enough. You know, he's not a Jordan Reed, Dallas Clark type. He's not quite a Jared Cook, Jimmy Graham type. He's more of a Vance McDonald style of option. At 92 speed is really, really good for tight end. That's extremely fast. We went over Mariota. Now let's look at the last 3 players. This Xavier Rhodes, I just said on Twitter the other night, like, I want to see Xavier Rhodes get another item. And let's see what they gave him. They got pick specialist and vertical jump. So he's up to 94 zone. Similar to the Trey Waynes that we talked about. Great speed, great athleticism, which I told you these items would bring. The zone is at 94, so you can boost it up to 96 with Malcolm Butler. Is he physical? He's got 77 tackle, 80 hit power. That's pretty reasonable. I love this Trey Waynes for zone cover players. 95 speed, that's up there with Deion Sanders. That's one of the fastest in the game. Good play rec to back it up. You know, it doesn't have the strength, but that's okay. I think if you're trying to build the ultimate team, he has to be considered as one of your top 3 corners in your lineup to really get the most out of what he brings to the table. And you get another zone by Minnesota. So love Xavier Rhodes. He's got to be expensive. Maybe you compare him to the legends just because their hit power and block shed is so important. But otherwise, I think you jump in if you don't play as much cover 2, and you feel really good about his zone coverage. Brandon Cooks is the speedster. Super, super fast, and they gave him route runner and SE. He has 98 route running. Tell me he has 96 stock. Tell me they did it. No, they didn't. They gave him 95 stock. So you would have been able to play him out of position, but now you got to start him to get one of those 2, and then he goes super high up to 98. You know I want 96. 95 speed, similar to Tyreek Hill, Deion Sanders. 98 agility. 94 catching traffic without Hopkins in the lineup. If they put playmaker on this guy, you got the best receiver in the game, maybe? But you use him. You have to start this guy at one of your 2 spots to maximize him with DeAndre Hopkins as a speedster, and then you get Jordy and Fitz not starting as the other 2 roles, and then you got one more spot for a big spec guy like a Moss or Herman Moore or something like that. Yeah, this is probably the best slot receiver in the game. Put him on my top 5 best players in this thing. And then lastly, Chris Johnson. So route runner, 85 out of the backfield. Look at his speed ratings. New fastest player in MUT. 97 speed, 99 acceleration, 94 agility boosted up. 97 juke, so you're going to get top tier juke moves, top tier spin moves. Doesn't fit the meta. But he might just be so good. I would say compare him to LaShawn McCoy, who's going to be the free login player reward. McCoy's going to be a better route runner, 2 less speed. But generally similar. I know that this is going to be really, really expensive, and since he doesn't fit the meta, I'd have to test him before I truly recommend him. But looking at him on paper, I mean, he could change the meta. He's that fast. This Chris Johnson is ferocious. He's had a couple combine options, and I cannot wait to try this guy out with either Mariota or Vic as a true speed offense. He's just got to hang on to the rock. 69 strength. Let's look at the traits real quick. Does he brace? Does he not brace? Let's see if we can find those. But those are definitely some things you want to look at. Overall, if we missed anything, guys, let us know in the comments who you're eyeing as maybe some gold salary cap options, maybe some other top players that we didn't click into. But I am really excited about this. I think that, I mean, I wasn't expecting this many players, and that always makes it really fun. This Byron Jones could be really good. He's got very good jump. He's 6'1". He plays safety with 84 man. Maybe drop him down. Amir Abdullah as a speedster out of the backfield is going to be able to catch. Compare him to the LaShawn McCoy that we talked about. You're not looking too bad. And, of course, the new Bud Dupree. 91 speed, a user linebacker if you don't want to get the Shazier. For 100K, I mean, this guy's going to be well below 100K. Is this Bud Dupree, and you're going to be kicking yourself if you miss out on this Dupree. So, wow, there are some really good guys. Like we said, we'll keep this video relatively shorter, but awesome stuff here in the Combine. Let me know in the comments if you're going after these guys and who we missed. I really appreciate it, guys. Remember, this is Zfarls. Sometimes Madden's easy, sometimes Madden's hard, but no matter what, you got to lock up. Talk to you soon.